Gentlemen, I've been waiting for this day for about 4 weeks, and let me tell you why. Just let's go back a few weeks when the professor thought he knew better about Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman's going to win a race this year.
Mm-hmm.
This is Alex's signature. We all disregard Alex Bowman, but then he shows up and he wins a race. Alex Bowman wins a race this year. Alex Bowman goes to victory lane. For just what you said, Timms, currently statistically, this isn't a judge of talent or anything. Let's just talk statistics. He has been the fourth Hendrick car statistically. Okay, so he's still the fourth of the 8 fastest cars, Hendrick and Gibbs. He's one of them. So, yeah, Alex Bowman wins the race this year.
Bet. Our Phoenix dinner. Because we know he's not going to win at Phoenix.
Well, I can tell you right now that if it happens before the dinner I already owe you, you're going to do that one and Phoenix. You're going to give me 2-1 odds on this.
No. You just said he was going to win a race. We don't need odds.
He is. I'll back Alex Bowman. I'll back Alex Bowman for a Phoenix dinner. Okay. But we're going to you know where we're going. We're getting butter cake.
Sure, we are. I'm in.
I feel like with this one, if Bowman wins, since we're not doing odds, I think at least Uno glass should be included for Steve.
Oh, I agree. It's going to be. I'm just going to have the waitress hide it underwater on the bill. Yep, you heard it right. No faith of the driver of the 48. No faith in the ally man. But for this, we will be eating great in Phoenix. Travis, Tampa Timms, the professor in the house. Professor, is that a frown? Are you frowning?
This is not a good day. Hasn't been a good week.
I tell you, I didn't love the rain in Chicago, and then I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Matter of fact, I'm extending invitations to more people for this dinner. I hope Alex himself joins us.
That booth was a mess. That booth was a mess. I don't know how he called the last 3 laps.
I tell you how I did it, with a growling tummy, knowing that there's a steak, butter, cake, seafood tower. The whole thing is coming.
Bullshit. Hold on. Let's back up. There's no way he was at a growling belly. You should have saw how much food that man ate that day that I paid for.
That's true. That's all true. It's all true, but it doesn't matter. Hey, we haven't even brought up the 2 new winner bet that he's trying to sneak out of. Luckily, it didn't happen only because I didn't agree that SVG could be eliminated. It's on me. That's totally on me.
Fine.
It's my fault that I lost that bet.
Well, I've been firing like crazy on other bets just to make money to try to pay for your fat ass to eat in Phoenix.
I tell you what, Alex Bowman.
My favorite part is Sunday. We get a text in our group text, and all it is
it was so good.
It's true. I couldn't believe it. Every lap that went by, Stevie would do this little thing every lap for the last. How many laps did he lead? 8. 8 laps. I had that.
I want you to. I'm gonna read you a text. Nothing better than your first. Congrats. Drinks on me sometime and dinner in Phoenix. You know who I sent that to? Blake Harris. First win as a crew chief for Alex Bowman. Yep, he's invited to dinner too. They're all coming, I hope.
I actually like Blake, so he can come.
Blake's a great dude.
Yeah.
Well, Russ, what was Bowman's average running position on Sunday, though?
It wasn't bad. It was 6.3. But
yeah,
hold on.
Exactly.
Now, hold on. This is really what's going to blow everybody's mind. So I do a little gambling segment in the pre-race, and the favorites were SVG and Larson, obviously. And they cut my long shots out of the segment.
Yeah.
Who were the long shots?
How convenient.
Who are they?
Well, who gave you the long shots? It was me that gave you
third and fourth fastest. Well, we built them together, thankfully.
Alex Bowman and Bubba Wallace.
Which I didn't know they were going to hit each other, but Bowman went to victory lane. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a
Who's going to lose more money on that race, Bubba Wallace or Professor?
Bubba did.
I'm telling you.
I hope, anyway.
Oh, I'm telling you, what a day. Tampa, I'm sorry, we're 2.5, 3 minutes in. You haven't even got a word. But I'm shot out of a cannon.
I know.
You're invited for dinner, though, Tampa. You're invited for dinner.
Hey, I'll take advantage. I've been right with you, Steve, on the Alex Bowman train. Another cash top 10. So that's the only bet I won. So, I'm happy about that.
My man had led 6 laps all year. You have to lead races to win races.
No, you don't.
That fourth Hendrick car, they got that A-plus strategy right to victory lane.
You keep working on stats. I'll be the analyst.
Stats
You know what
said he
stats
wasn't
will tell
gonna
you,
win.
boys, that 1 out of 3 pigs will build their house out of brick. That's what stats are going to tell you.
Here we go. Here we go.
Look, he's heard it before. Here we go. All right, let's talk. I had to get that Alex Bowman. I mean, I've been itching. I've been twitching to get this pod underway. On a serious note, and this is absolutely serious, I want to congratulate him, though, because you got to remember the guy broke his back. We forget about the concussion. Concussion the same year that, like, we just went to a retirement party for, unfortunately, Kurt Busch, who never recovered from his accident. So no bullshit aside, no gambling aside, I was happy for the guy. I don't really have a dog in any of these fights. I don't care who wins. But for a guy to overcome a brain injury and a broken back and say it both in victory lane, that's A+ for any athlete. So and Blake Harris getting his first. So it was a popular win for me. I don't have any favorites, but I like good people. He's a good guy. He deserved to win. I was happy to see it. The cherry on top is the steak dinner out in Phoenix. That was really just extra.
And think about the pressure, too. Like Tim said this, I think, originally when this bet started, the fourth Hendrick car. The pressure that he has to – Chase Elliott's won a championship. Larson's won a championship. Byron's winning all these races. The pressure that, too, that had to be getting to him also. Like, he's not going to say it, but no doubt that it didn't.
If you don't run well good enough, you'll go to TV.
You're going to have to work with me.
I mean, damn, if you can't win, you work with Russ. You end up on a gambling pod.
But just to finish off the Alex Bowman thing, like in 2021, he had like a career year, 4 wins, his most top 5s, most top 10s ever. Like, and then he had that whole year with, like you said, he had the concussion one year, broke his back the other year. So that's why I just thought that was it, man. He was done. Yeah. But good for him.
I'm thankful he's back. And look, it was a strategy call, but he was good, right, Professor? He was a top 5 car. In practice, he was like 4th best. Strategy matters. It was a strategy call, but he still held off everybody he needed. He passed Joey Hand on the same tires. So, he was still good enough to get the job done. The other thing, real quick, one more thing. The other thing we learned is if a drop of H2O, an eyedropper hits the racetrack, you got to fade our man Denny Hamlin. I mean, I've never seen a guy who is so just unbelievably talented and just naturally gifted. Like he just gets it, right? Like everything just looks like it's easy for him. He goes on a wet racetrack, he looks like I'm driving. And I'm like, I mean, it's unbelievable. He looks baffled himself.
It's bad.
And on the other hand, you got to hammer Christopher Bell.
For sure. Who knew?
Yeah, super impressive.
He was so happy when it was raining. He goes, "Yeah, I can't wait to go back."
We've learned anything, Tampa, right? When the wets go on, live bet Bell. That should be the automatic. Just do it.
Ship it, as he said. I did live bet him, but I wasn't sick. Tim's was on his deathbed. Forgot about the cash out option. Right as stage 2 was ending and it was chaos and he was going to pit and people were staying out. I was like, you know what? I'm cashing out. I'm going to make a little profit and get out of there.
I love it. Smart. I love it. Ship it too. That might be my new quote. If you're going to see that, I'm going to be like, Rangers, ship it, boys, and you're going to know what it means. Like that's what we're on.
Ooh, I like that.
I love it.
All right. Well, Chicago's behind us. Tampa, you were on your deathbed. Did you? First of all, how you feeling?
Phenomenal. Feel better than I sound probably, but I'm way better than last week.
I love it. How about the gambling?
Did not do well last week. I mean, the fever hurt the brain. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't thinking straight. I won't say that. Before everybody pit for slicks, I had Chastain, Bowman, John Hunter, Nemechek, all top 10, Bell to win. I was looking great. And then they all pitted, and I was looking terrible. So our man
John Hunter was top 10 all day.
All day.
The pay window cracked open, and he started hitting tire barriers like it was making money.
That one hurt.
Caught air once.
First one wasn't on him. He got to the outside of, I think it was the 6. The 6 kind of slid him up there, not on purpose, but got him up there. Then one was on him, and then he got. It was just not good. It was bad.
But that bet for him to finish top 10, that was the bet of the day on Sunday.
Another crappy rain day, but electric. I mean electric. The whole town was electric. On to Pocono. I love it. Favorite track? Well, favorite track's a lie. One of my favorite tracks.
What do we got? Tires, fuel, strategy.
Man, a little bit of everything. The beauty of Pocono, for the listener who doesn't watch a lot of racing, is like a road course. Not everyone, but the leaders can pit without losing a lap because the track is so big. So it really becomes super options for the crew chief. Fuel really matters. Tires, do slow down, but track position's kind of king. So there's usually some chaos in how you end up in the top 5 or 7. Now, you still have to have a good car to win, and I think that's what the Predictor is going to look like. But I think there's some value down the board. So with that, Professor, I've never seen this color green on the Predictor, so I can't wait to hand this to you.
So Denny Hamlin, first off, he's got 7.5 wins there. He's tier 1.
Just 7.5.
Yeah, he won there and then got DQ'd.
Oh, the piece of tape.
The piece of tape. So I call it a half win for him.
Okay, I'll give you that. That's actually pretty clever. You come up with that on your own?
Yeah.
That sounds like something Lucas did. That's my man Lucas. That's too much common sense, Professor.
So my man's got the most wins there. So he's in a class of himself. And you'll realize why I had to do that him alone in a second. So then we have in tier 2, we had Kyle Larson.
Before you move on, when's the last time he had 6 races in a row outside the top 10?
2022, he had from the start of the year, he had 6 in a row without finishing in the top 10. His longest streak ever is 16 in a row in 2013 without a top 10.
Wow.
Oof. Let's hope we don't go there.
Yeah.
So Denny Hamlin standout tier 1 by himself. Next wave.
Yep, tier 2, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, William Byron, the Hendrick contingency right there. Then Brad K and Truex. So then we had to have Denny as his own tier just so I could get tier 3 Kyle Busch next at the top of tier 3. Then Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, Reddick, then our man Bowman and Gibbs.
All right. Hamlin's his favorite in Vegas, 4.5 to 1. Larson, Bell, Reddick, Truex, all under 10 to 1. Byron, the first guy, double digits, 10 to 1. Elliott, Gibbs, Blaney, Kez.
Kez is a little drop, a little difference in Vegas compared to the model.
Yeah, man, victory lanes. Man, I know Predictor has him 5th, and I think he's going to run good, but I don't know if he's got the firepower.
Is it Kez or is it the Fords in general for this race?
For me, it's the Fords in general. I just don't think their downforce is efficient enough at tracks where we see these highest speeds. They just, I mean, they're good. I don't want to say they're not good, but they're just a little step off, in my opinion. Guys, it was a big week. I even went in and highlighted a couple things in the spreadsheet myself. I'm the green.
Okay, so I'm putting this together this morning. I send the link out as I'm working on it, and Tim's is like, who's in there highlighting stuff already? We're like, I think it's Russ, and then Tim's is like, are you the green? I'm like, I'm not green. I'm like, Russ is yellow today. And we're like, who's green? I'm like, Shirley. I go, it's 10 a.m. It ain't Steve.
Yeah, it was the last person I thought.
I was fired up. Had an afternoon tea time, so I had to work this morning. What catches your eye over there, Coffin Tampa?
Oh, man. Well, I think you're stupid if you don't have something on Denny Hamlin.
So how do you bet him? How do you bet Denny this weekend, though, Tim's? Because the books obviously they don't care that he's had 5 bad races. They know what he's at Pocono, and the numbers make it hard to bet him.
They do, but I think you put a couple more units than you might usually on like a guy like, Chase Elliott 13 to 1 or, somebody like that. I think he's that good. It's kind of like what I did with SVG. I don't love 450, but he's that good that he's got to be on your card in some capacity. Chase is another guy at 13 to 1 I really like as well. Like he's in that range where I like him a lot. And then, this is kind of getting to the point of the year where it's interesting to long shots where I was looking for a cash out early with some guys, but now I'm kind of like, how many of these guys are actually going to win? Bubba at 41 to 1 is interesting. That's a high price for a guy who needs it now. Was he like 45 out or something like that?
And $50,000 lighter in the wallet.
Yeah, this is getting a little desperate. He's good here, or he's decent here. So I think he's the best long shot value for a winner on this card.
So back to your Hamlin conversation. Mm-hmm. I would entertain, I see him in some group bets at like around 2 to 1. And my only point is, it's 4.5 to win the race. 2-1 in a group. And I'm like, I would argue that, like Reddick, Bell, Larson, and Hamlin. While I do believe Reddick, Bell, and Larson are all going to be very good, if I go back to the predictor, right, the only one in the tier below Hamlin is Larson. And then we have Bell and Reddick, who's the next tier down. So I'm of the opinion that if I'm only getting 4.5 to win the race, I think you could win Group 1 finishing second or third or maybe even fourth. So I would just question if you wouldn't just sit on those group numbers and try to find you a 2 or 2.5 to 1 group bet. That would be my counter, just purely because his winning odds are so low.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Because even if one of those guys wins, you're not winning your win bet anyway.
You're not winning your win bet anyway.
So I could see that. That's a good alternative.
Tim's, what about Mr. Runner-Up lately, Tyler Reddick?
I do like him as well. 8-1, I mean, he just seems like he's going to break through, I like the Toyotas a lot this week. I'll put it that way.
I like the guy behind him better.
Guy behind him, let me look.
Oh,
Russ, really?
Is that a smirk from you, Russ? I think Russ smiled for the first time tonight.
I love a Truex. I love a Truex bet.
Now, listen, over in the green, I'm gonna go the other way, but
yeah, I disagree with you on that one, but
all right. So I like your win bets. How about qualifying? Is there anything? I mean, I don't know what the hell you could talk about qualifying there. Alternate start finish is going to blow my mind.
Are they doing that there?
Yeah,
they do it there.
What's that?
They do an alternate start finish line there
for the first time. And it's between 2 and 3, and my brain's going to be calling it wrong all weekend long. I'm going to look like a buffoon.
That's weird.
Would you be more willing to bet Denny to win the pole than to win the race?
No. I mean maybe, but I don't know. Winning the pole doesn't really get my juices flowing. I was stressing on Tyler Reddick over SVG.
I'm sorry. I know it's a gambling show. I'm supposed to say it's good. There ain't no way I'm betting.
Okay, but hear me out. So with the Reddick SVG bet last week, also thank you very much for that advice. It gives me something to do on Saturday, and I get I don't have to wait 3 hours to stress it. It's over. I know. And now I can go on. And at Denny Hamlin, plus 400 to win the pole versus 450.
I don't know. It just doesn't get me excited.
I like the qualifying bets better. The matchups. I like the matchup qualifying bets better than.
Okay, let's put a pause on like top 10s and stuff. Let's go over to qualifying then.
Matchup qualifying bet. Why do I feel like McDowell should out-qualify Cindric? Now, when I say feel, let's be honest, I've looked at zero stats. I'm looking at these right here. Truex, Bell, Logano, Byron, Cindric, and McDowell. McDowell's the dog, and I'm thinking McDowell should out-qualify Cindric.
Recently, yes, I would agree with you.
What's the numbers say?
You want like at specifically at Pocono, or you want
either whatever you got on your screen right there, Twinkle Toes.
Twinkle Toes.
Just tell me. I'm okay if I'm wrong, but I'm taking McDowell.
I'd take it's Cindric. It's Cindric at Pocono, but McDowell lately this season.
I'm taking McDowell there.
McDowell's odds to win the pole are plus 800 compared to Cindric's at plus 3,000.
Thank you.
I don't know. That's McDowell all day.
I would love to agree.
All right, 2 weeks in a row.
That's crazy because
as a matter of fact, I'm not going to keep that. That's the bet. It's McDowell over Cindric. Just load that one up.
Tim's, are you firing this off right now?
2 weeks in a row, qualifying bet on the show.
Live
all
bet.
Right, sound the alarm. Tim's, live action.
So the win odds for qualifying and the matchup qualifying come from the same book too. So it's a little odd that I wonder if that's just a miss.
Could be, but just
we'll take it though.
We'll take it. Chastain, Elliott, I don't love. Kez and Bowman, I don't love. My gut tells me Kez because Bowman, man, he should be seeing double still by Saturday, but maybe he'll be sobered up.
What about him to win?
Bowman?
Yes.
Nope.
He's won there He's won there before. Listen, hear me out.
Has he ever gone back-to-back in his career?
That wasn't. So he's won there before. His crew chief, Blake Harris, was with Truex back in those good old days for Truex at Pocono. Anything to it?
New car. He's going to be okay. I think the predictor has him right, just inside top 10. I like Bowman at plus 130 for a top 10 bet. Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. That's a nice one. Love that one. Russ, don't push me into an emotional bet saying Bowman could go back-to-back. I'm not going to do it. It ain't happening, bud. I mean, I hope he does, but I'm not going to bet it.
Double or nothing, he wins. I'll give you some odds.
Oh, don't forget, though, Russ, you owe a drink with this bet, too. It's not just dinner.
Yeah, I owe $1 to Mr. Handsome over there, too, for some dumb practice thing, too, this week.
Let's go ahead and say what happened. Chaos in Xfinity. Can't run 2 laps. We go to Cup, and I said, first session of Cup goes caution-free. No way. I said, bet, buck. He said, deal. Boom. I was on fuego.
It don't matter if it's a steak dinner or $1. A win's a win, and it feels good,
Win's a win. You dang right. I'm going to give that $1 to the valet, along with 19 others of my money, when they pick us up from or the Uber driver, when they pick us up from that free dinner. Staying at a casino this week, boys. Let me just go ahead and warn you. Staying at a casino, Mount Airy.
Ooh, look out. Look out.
All right, so we like Bowman top 10. You mentioned Bubba. Like the Bubba win and top 10. I don't hate you there, Tampa. You're with me.
So let me ask you this, though, Timms. Bubba needs to win. Mm-hmm. Does that scare you out of top 10s and these other bets with Bubba, knowing that he's going to push it all in and ship it?
No, because I don't think he's that kind of guy. I think he's that kind of guy maybe if he's second on the last lap, last turn. But I don't think if he's running – it's not like a McDowell where he's running 7th. He's making a dive bomb move to make to 5th because he needs to get to 5th, to get to 3rd, to first. Like, I think if Bubba's running 7th, he will run 7th and take the points day if he needs to.
And for the record, we are returning to the home of the Rick Allen.
Oh, man.
Oh, yes.
Boy.
Oh,
Larson,
yes.
Larson,
Kyle
right?
Larson leads off the tunnel. Kyle Larson has blown a tire. The Rick Allen was born. I can't get behind old line item 25 down there, Timms. I'm sorry. Nope.
I mean,
can't see it.
He's finished 9th here the last 2 years.
Eric Jones we're talking about.
Eric Jones, yeah. But, I mean, he hasn't sniffed a top 10 since he's come back.
This is like his best track, too.
Now, I will say Professor has him in the predictor is 14, so you've been doing your homework.
What's he got, like 8 top 10s there or something? What's his number, Russ?
8 of 12 in the top 10. He's got 5
I take it back then. You know what? I'm not gonna argue with numbers like that.
Yeah. I mean, but I got
so
two more.
Tampa?
Yeah.
If he's running good on Sunday and you hear no surprise, Jones is running good. He has 8 top 10s here in his 12 starts. I'm talking directly to you through the TV.
I will be listening from the bar.
Yep,
like,
if
that's
you hear
for, that's
like,
for me.
I'm just going to roll it right off like it was something I thought all week, even though I just learned it tonight. I'm going to be like, no surprise. See Jones running up there.
We all know it's Steve reading the whiteboard, talking to Timms.
I won't need the whiteboard for that one, though. I'm just going to jump right in with it.
There's 2 more I do like, too, if you want some value, guys. McDowell plus 460, Stenhouse at plus 550. I'm pretty close to betting. I think they both average a 12.5 place finish there at Next Gen. I like that.
And Stenhouse is on fire lately. He's
doing
7th
pretty
at the
well.
street course. New dad, good attitude. Crew chief is dialing good strategies. I love it.
Well, and here's the thing, too. With being a new dad, he's getting more sleep when he's at the track than he is at home. And here's also, if you were to bet McDowell, Jones, and Stenhouse, one of them cashes top 10, you win. They're all enough for you. Just got to get hit one to win.
Yeah, I like that group right there.
All right, how about I see a couple others. How about some race matchups? We have some business team-to-team front row versus Spire, Collar, Brickware, RCR, Trackhouse. Oh, what's up?
Well, it's already been placed. I couldn't run to the window fast enough. Trackhouse in a pick'em with RCR. I mean, come on. I mean, it's a 2 versus 1 horse. I mean, this is Austin Dillon's not going to come close. But, I mean, Kyle Busch will scare you, not going to lie. But Daniel Suarez ain't bad here, too. So I think he can help us too with Chastain. I like it. As a pick'em, I like it.
All right.
Hold on. Russ has got crunches some numbers, I feel like.
He's going to tell me Austin Dillon's pretty good here, and I know it is. But, hey, 14 out of 19 right now is the number of over, 20th. That's all I need him to finish.
Yeah, and like Chastain's numbers here are a little skewed with him and Denny getting into it too. So
why? Because Denny's not going to be in the race? I'm confused by that qualification there.
Well, he was running well when Denny ran right into the wall. Is what I'm saying. His numbers do not tell the pure story.
I am a little shocked that it's a pick'em. I thought Trackhouse might be like minus 130, considering that you got basically a 2-for-1 kind of deal. Austin Dillon a little further down.
You guys have jinxed yourself. The highest of those 4 cars is getting ready to be Austin Dillon.
Yes, I agree with that statement.
You guys have jinxed yourself. He's going to run 7th on some strategy. And just like I said about the other stat, when we're going through the rundown and we're going back and forth, and I go to page 2, and I said, Austin Dillon, top 10, 7th on the day. That's right at you too, Tampa Timms.
You should bet him a dinner. Go ahead.
I will bet you drinks at Lost World, Dillon does not finish first in the group of those 4.
No, that'd be like plus 500 in a group bet.
You just said he would, though.
No, I said you've jinxed yourself into it.
No, he's not, though.
Okay, we'll see.
How about this?
Hey, listen, he's been running pretty well.
He's
running well. Finishing is a different story.
I agree.
I'm betting I'm going to finish.
Hey, make no mistake about it, guys. This one right here can be an overtime heartache. Mm-hmm. Like, you can have an overtime in the top 3 not change, but from 4th to 22nd, it can be like a crumple, throw your bet slip away. I did highlight a double top 10 on the old parlay scale.
Well, hold on. We got one more matchup that Tim.
My apologies.
Yeah, I highlighted Reddick versus Byron. I'm not big with the minus 125. I think everyone knows that by now. But
which side are you on?
I'm on Reddick's side. I don't like Byron this week.
I'm the opposite of that one.
I don't like Byron this week for some reason.
Byron's
I don't
been
think
cold.
He's running well. He's been
Byron's
cold.
Been cold, and that 48 win is going to get all them egos puffed a little bit back up over there.
It could. I don't know if he'll make my card, but it was something I wanted to point out because I think Reddick's just going to do better than Byron this week.
I think it's a great wager. I think it's a great bet. I think it should be minus 115 across. Reddick being the favorite, I think, is not correct. But
the numbers say differently. The numbers say completely different.
They say Reddick should be a hammer.
Well, he finished runner-up the last 2 races there.
I know.
Well, he was 4th in one of them, but yeah.
I think Reddick's going up, Byron's going down right now, and that's kind of where I'm like, that's a head-to-head I'm looking at.
Elliott Gibbs, man, I'm a little afraid of that.
Just stay away, right?
Yeah.
Hamlin, Larson, oh boy.
That's our ultimate void, just a void bet.
Not per the numbers.
You wouldn't say take the plus money?
No.
Not at 105.
Briscoe, Gregson, I ain't touching that thing.
Do you think, though, that Gregson, with the news going to front row, it frees him up a little more and can be himself now?
Man, the problem with this race is, like, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but, like, Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 are going to run up front. Tier 4 and 5, you could put them into a bucket and shake them around and dump them out 15 different times. Like, I mean, how about this? I'll take Christopher Bell. You have Logano, Jones, Wallace, Suarez, Chastain. You let me know when you start to feel comfortable, right? Like, they could beat them, but my point is, here's the thing. Here's Pocono. Let me just put Pocono in a nutshell. Here you go. There are 1 or 2 cars there that don't even have to get the strategy right, and they're going to have a chance. Then there are going to be 7 or 8 cars there that if they have the right strategy, they'll beat one of those 2 cars. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like there's 2 cars that, other than the next 8, they'll beat them right or wrong. They'll drive back up through the field. Then you have 8 or 9 guys that if they get the strategy right, they're going to win the race. That's kind of how it works because the 6th guy isn't going to be fast enough to pass the 4 guy, right? That's what I'm saying. So now I got to about 11 or 12 names. From 13th on back, even if you get the strategy right, you're going to end up in the top 10, but you just can't protect. It's too big. It's too wide. Like, you're going to get beat. Now, here's what happens. You hit the strategy perfect. You get track position, and Larson catches you, and Hamlin catches you. But then the field's so strung out, you get a guy every 5 laps catching you, finish like 7th. You have a great day, right? Or 5th or 4th. But like, even if you gave Chase Briscoe the track position, can he hold off Denny Hamlin? Man, I just don't think so. And that's not a Chase Briscoe thing. That's the 11 car. That's the driver of the 11 car. That's the 11 crew. That's everything, right? Like, this is there's just not it's funny because there's a lot of ways to call the race here, but there's not a lot of, like, shocking winners. I know we had a fog winner, but there's not a lot of, no, like when Blaney won here way back in the day in the 21, he was fast that whole year. When the 48 won, he was fast. When Truex won here, he had hauled ass a couple of the races. Like, does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, it's just a hard place to get away. With that saying, Tampa, I think your winner is going to come out of tier 1, 2, 2.5. But I do love your theory on a Bowman top 10, a Bubba top 10, a Jones, a Stenhouse, because I do think, your 5th to 9th could have 1 or 2, quote, longer shot guys.
Yeah. That's kind of what I meant when, Denny you got to have something on Denny. It's because one of those guys is going to win. They're going to have odds, and you're just going to have to live with it, but win a bet, Win a bet.
Win a bet. So you like the Reddick Byron one. Let's go to the top 10 doubles. I highlighted the first one here, and I did it because I think it's good number. It's plus 310. And I think that's an accurate odds for what you're getting, right? It's Bubba and Chastain. Chastain top 10, Bubba top 10. If it was 200, I would say probably not. But you're getting 3 times your money. And I'm like, where do you got Chastain and Bubba? You're going to both right around 15th. So the predictor would disagree. It would say it's not the best value.
You're sweating this one to the bitter end.
Oh, you're sweating inspection too at this place.
I love it though. This is a good old Tampa Timms sweat bet because
I tell you,
this is plus 310. They're both fringe.
We're gonna
top
sweat
10
that
guys.
fever out, Tampa Tim, on a Bubba Chastain sweat bet.
Baby,
I was about to say that
right up there.
Is Tim still sick? No, he's got a parlay.
Oh my God, yeah, I love this. I salivate. When you highlighted this, I'm like, love it.
Oh, for the record though, the 2 win or not bet, that Larson one would have paid minus 950.
That's too much sweating for a minus 950, man.
I hear you, but when the tires splashed, I would have been like,
Yeah, but that's a lot of sweating for minus 950.
When SVG went out, it would have been. I'd have had to walk. I'd have had to shut the TV off. I'd have had to go for a walk.
That's even worse though, because then you're having panic attacks.
So let's have the other ones. To win or not: Christopher Bell, Reddick, Larson, Byron, Truex.
Well, think about this. So to not win for Denny Hamlin is minus 560. You can bet on him not to win at better odds than him to finish top 10.
So what if you did that? Could you make money off of that?
No.
You're going to be... Oof. The number...
Boy, is it interesting, though.
It is. It's
so interesting.
The 560 is not like... They know the books know what they're doing.
Yeah. I do like the strategy of take all to most of the finishing positions over, and you probably make a profit.
Okay, so let's talk about the win bets. Can we move on? I like Bell if it was like 700, but I'm not at 12. Reddick at 1450 is just too much.
No.
Larson at 750. I felt better at the street course. I don't feel so good about it here.
I feel better if I knew that Denny's still going to be Denny, and like they'll be 1-2, and Denny will wreck him, and they finish. And
I can't touch any of those. I just can't. Now, finishing position. Bubba Wallace over under 14.5. You notice there's no green highlighted over here, so I didn't touch it.
I touched it.
I see. Under. You say under.
Yeah.
I think go under. 14's a under number.
What I like about 14.5 is this. Let's say there are...
Yeah, it would have paid the last 4 years. He's been 14th or better the last 4 times at Pocono.
What I was going to say is there's 37 cars in the field. There's going to be like 30-ish on the lead lap in the last 50 laps. even if they mess something up, he's going to have car enough to drive from 26 to inside the 14 in the last 15 laps of that race. Like, his stuff's going to be fast. So I have to agree with the professor on the under.
Tyler Reddick.
I highlighted the over at plus 110.
Is it only because of the number? The 110?
I feel like the chance of him trying a little too hard after the last couple weeks of disappointment is real. And he might make a mistake. He's going to run inside the top 8. This is a total sweat bet. But I think he could, I think he could just press and he can make a mistake.
But think about this. So Reddick, under 8.5 is minus 140. Top 10 minus 380. So if you're going to bet it.
Great call. Great call. I'll give up 10 and 9 because he's either going to be way under or he's going to be out. Like, he's not going to run 7th or 8th, in my opinion.
Well, 7th or 8th cashes here.
Even pace too, right?
Yeah.
That is great math. I tell you, we get my man in the old Green Cup late in the night.
Oh, that vodka tastes delicious.
Brain starts hitting.
You give me a couple in me and I start going.
I'm dry, boys. I'm dry.
Woo. I got you covered. Martin Truex.
I said over. And Professor's going to tell me he never finishes outside the top 5 here. Go ahead, Professor.
Well, we're 42 minutes in, 43, so let's hear it.
I'm under. I'm an under guy.
Give me the last 10 finishes.
Well, the last 2 that matter is, as you stated earlier, new car, old car. 3 and 7 in the new car.
Okay.
He's been cold recently, though. That's kind of I like overs because of that.
Yeah, but we've been at weird, we've had some weird things happen lately.
What do you mean we? Are you in the car with him?
No, but I've been at all these tracks. So rain in Chicago.
You changing tires?
Go.
No, but I know what he means. I feel like it's a we too. You see the same people at the airport every week. It's a we. Michael McDowell. I can't touch this. I touched it once and he destroyed me. He dropped a big damn pile of crap on my front doorstep on Twitter, and it was well deserved. It was, as a matter of fact, guys, I forgot to tell you, I was walking through New Hampshire. It's the first time I had seen him. I walked right over. I'm like, hey, man, that was A+. He goes, man, I want you to take it the right way. He was all worried about what I thought. I'm like, let me just stop you there. We go on there. We make bets. We talk about bets. We don't hold back. We have a great listener base. We give them our opinion. And my opinion was to not bet it. And the fact that you just interacted was A+. I don't take any offense to it. And he goes, well, I didn't take any offense to you. No. And I was like he was trying to be nice about it. And I'm like, don't be nice. Do a little dance around me. Take a picture for social media. Like, you proved me wrong. It was A+.
He is one of the most underrated cool drivers. Last year when Denny Hamlin was doubting him on the road courses and he won, he danced and was on social media and he came on the podcast, had some fun. I love Michael McDowell.
I love it. It's hard to find that humility, when you have to be a competitor, but he does a nice job. So, but for that reason, I ain't touching 18.5. You want to jump on it, Professor? You want to get on that grenade?
No.
Stenhouse, 20.5 plus money. There's no way you can't take this under.
Yeah. I'm all in on the under.
All in under.
And I'm just going to say right now, because I forgot about this last week. I messed up. These average finishing positions will not be there. Right before practice, they disappear and they will not come back.
All right, you got that. Alert, alert, alert. Practice on Saturday. If you're listening to this and you want to get the finishing position, you need to run to the books.
You fire them off now because they won't. I wish they would come back after qualifying. I wish they had more. They don't. Get them now.
Well, listen, we can't. We got to keep going. We got a full Saturday in Pocono. We good with Cup? Because I'm moving to Saturday. I can't wait.
Let's go to Xfinity.
William Byron back in the old Hendrick 17 ride. All guys in the ride. Custer, Mayer, Chandler Smith, Hill, Creed. There's a guy way down there at 60-1, Josh Berry. Don't let the name fool you. He's in that AM racing car that was Haley Deegan that went to Joey Logano. Joey got it to a top 10 at the street course. But I think at this point, as much as I like Josh Berry, I can't quite get there yet.
Let me throw a name at you for maybe a top 5. Corey Haim.
I can't. What is he in?
Probably that Sam Hunt car, no?
Yeah.
That's the problem. If that was a Gibbs Toyota, yes. Sam Hunt car, no. Tyler Reddick was in that Sam Hunt car and couldn't do it.
Professor, I think you just highlighted a JGR driver, did you not?
Not on purpose, but who was it?
Taylor Gray, top 5.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, listen, that 19 car, he finished 3rd at Richmond, I think.
Oh, so I got a different. I like the other Gibbs car.
Truex.
I like Mr. Dover.
Oh, I don't mind him to either.
But plus 150 for top 5?
Yes.
I kind of like him to win too.
Tell me more then.
Well, I mean, the guy's only run 3 races in the Gibbs car or 4?
Yeah, well, this isn't his home track.
Oh yeah, it is. He's a Truex. They're all those home track.
Anything in the Northeast. 12 to if Byron would be probably my favorite, but if you're going anybody outside of that, Truex at 12 to 1 is pretty nice.
What about Creed?
He's great coming in.
Can I bet him? Can I bet? Can this be like a one-roll craps bet? Can I just bet him for second?
Well, yeah, that's called top 3. Or top 5. But yeah, Mr. Runner-Up.
Mr. Runner-Up. It's bound to happen, but man, Professor, this is when I look at this right here. This is going to be a race between Byron,
Custer, Hill. There's more players than you think.
Okay, let me ask you this, Professor. If I had to say how many drivers would you have to pick to feel comfortable that you have the winner in that group? How many number? What's your number?
It's probably 8.
Steve?
6.
That's a good number for Xfinity, right?
Yeah, it is.
You're not wrong. It's pretty good.
There it is. There it is.
You're not right, but you're not wrong.
No, that's what I tell the professor all the time. He gets mad. I say, "You're not wrong." So am I right? Well, you're not wrong.
But I feel like Algar is one of those. He's going to be up there. Just a matter of did something go wrong? 'Cause I feel like every week it's something with it.
I wish we could find some Xfinity top 10s.
They never offer them
for good reason because we'd kill them.
They would have it juiced too. You'd have to probably go 18, 19 deep before they offered plus money for a top 10.
I got a really uncomfortable one. What's Brandon Jones's numbers at Pocono?
This is a serious request.
Please don't get the boss mad at us.
Yeah, 6 front clips if you ask the fat.
Well, I want to know what Brandon Jones's numbers are at Pocono.
His best finish there is 7th twice. 2 of the last 3. 7th.
I don't pay top 5.
He led 12 laps there last year.
I'm going to tell you who.
Okay, well, hold on though. Hold on.
Huh?
Brandon Jones versus Taylor Gray.
Taylor Gray. You just told me not to get the boss mad at you. Then you fed me that question. I'm going to tell you the best long shot on the board, and this is a long shot, so don't yell at me. Jesse Love, 22
Love
to
it.
0.
Love it. I love it.
22 to win. 22.
I love the top 5.
270 top 5. Like, this kid is just a little unflappable. Now, look, it's impossible to know how he's going to run. Like, we don't know. But I'm telling you, he just, I don't know. I like his interviews. I like his look. He just kind of yeah. He's kind of got that little bit of Christopher Bell, let's send it attitude.
I feel like he's so young that he doesn't know that he doesn't know.
Which at Pocono, as screwed up as those 3 corners are, I think ignorance is bliss. Like, I'm going to drive this one the same way.
He's won there in ARCA.
Well, then let's bet him.
Telling you. I'm just saying, for long shots.
No, I get you.
22 to 1 is a nice price.
I like Love over Allmendinger.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a bad number, minus 125.
Oh, I would take Love, hammer, Creed, hammer, Gray, hammer. Don't like the Chandler Smith Mayer one. I would actually probably lean Sam Mayer. All Guy and Custer is an avoid. That's my 2 cents. Do you like those, Professor?
You're not wrong.
Good enough for me. See, I just take it as a compliment.
All right, Steve, do you know what the order is going to be out in Phoenix?
For
dinner?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
What is it? Let's hear it.
Well, we're going to sit down. Now, there is a discrepancy. We'll probably go to Mastro City Hall because that's the true fastball. We're going to sit on the patio by the fireplace. It gets cool there in the evenings, but it's really nice outside the bar. Professor already knows the table. He sat there before. We're going to get a liter and a half of red going. We're going to get that breathing while we order the white because we're going to have a little white wine with our seafood tower. That's how we're going to start. We're going to go less on the clams, double on the shrimp, maybe one less rat of the sea because not many people like lobster. So we got a big seafood tower rolling in, little bread service. Then we're going to have a little salad service. And then I do bone-in filet. I normally do 12-ounce, but since he's buying a 16-ounce, bring a little doggy bag home. And then after that, we're going to do a round of butter cake for everybody with just a nice little decaf cappuccino to go. It's going to be great.
That's pretty good.
My man ordered the 6-ounce filet this weekend when he was paying.
I didn't even eat it all.
6-ounce. I didn't even order a 6-ounce filet.
RPM Italian was good. Oh, yeah, don't you worry, guys. I'll have you all set up. Tampa, you don't have to drink wine. They have vodka.
I love wine.
Am I invited?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta make the minimum.
Yeah, that was a major fumble on my part this weekend. We had a back room, and I forgot that we had a minimum. And for the first time in my entire life, I'm like, you know what? We're going to be reasonable with the wine. We're just going to buy 2 very reasonable bottles. Then I get the bill, and I'm like, you dumbass. You had a room minimum. Like, of all days to order the nice wine, we were like $300 under the room minimum. That was a big group, but we basically paid $300 for nothing.
And the $160 steak that I requested, he wouldn't order.
Professor, look, I have no defense. We could have got 2 of them sliced for the table. We could have fed them to the damn people in the restaurant. We had to buy them anyway. I blame the waiter. So let's have a serious question about this. Serious question. There's 12 of us in a room that can be up to 16, so there's a minimum. There's a financial minimum. We're like, yep, no problem. We go in, we do a nice family style. We do like an appetizer wave. We order like 6 or 8 appetizers. We have some meatballs, some arancini. We have a little bit of bread service. It's really nice. Then we do a salad service, burratas, Caesar salads, with a little table pizza. Beautiful little table pizzas. Those came with the salad service. And then after that, we ordered we had 8 or 9 entrees for 12 people because they're big, right? We had a little chicken parm sliced up. It was so lovely. We're ordering the wine. Everybody gets an espresso martini. I'm ordering some Pinot Noir because it kind of suits everybody's palate. We're just rolling. We're having a great time, cackling. Jeff Burton's the entertainment, which if you've never seen it, it's spectacular. And we're just going good, right? The waiter comes back a couple times and he goes, would you like to get some more wine? I'm like, I think we'll just go by the glass at this point. That's like the responsible thing to do. We're kind of in our meals now. Blah, blah, blah. We order dinner. Brings me the check. There's no minimum. I feel like the waiter did me a little bit dirty there. At the second wine ask, I think he should, because he knew we were done ordering meals and dessert's coming, right? Like he knows we can't order enough dessert to cover the minimum. Like I feel like he did me a dirty. I think he could have said, well, just remember, sir, minimum. I'm looking at your tab here. You definitely have some room if you want to order some more wine. I think he did me dirty there. Am I alone? Or am I thinking too much about this?
No, I think they need to let you know, hey, you got some room to play with. We need to get this bottle of wine and be on the team.
Because I can't. I'm not doing
yeah.
Mr. Letarte, I just want to give you a heads up. You still got some room. Do you want to up that bottle? We got this nice blah, blah, blah kind of wine. Because also, if you're the server, the waiter, waitress, you want to play nice because guess what? You help them out. The tip's going to be a little tip too.
And he was a great server.
Yeah,
but I felt like he did me a little dirty there.
He messed up.
You left a little bit of a sour note to him, so he did himself dirty.
Yeah, he messed up. But that won't happen in Phoenix. So don't worry.
In the end was
Russ, they'll remember in Phoenix, so don't you worry.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to get into the golf yet because we have U.S. Open next week, and it is going to be
we don't have U.S. Open next week.
The Open. We have the Open next week. Full degeneracy. Which, for the record, I love the Open because I'm an early riser anyway. So I'm going to have my coffee, and it's going to be so good. When Tim's is coming in, he can check the scores. I'll be waking up to have a coffee. All right, guys. It was Chicago Street Course a week ago. Maybe you heard, but Alex Bowman went to Victory Lane.
Steak dinner.
Steak dinner on the Professor. Who's going to go to victory lane this week at Pocono? It's going to be exciting. Get your bets in, and may all your bets pay off.